And certainly we see black here in the background of the devil, the background of the tower, and then of course we see black here indicating the white and black, again, the duality and how we have to die and change in order for us to be reborn, certainly depicted in the death card of transformation. Now, black also is a color where we can look at it as time. Now, I need to tell you that white is known as timelessness because it is the limitless light. It is there's no beginning and there's no end to white light. That's all there is. Let there be light. So black is more of a color indicating time because it is cyclical. Just like the death card indicates that it's time, the time clicks where there is a beginning and an end. Also, it indicates the completion of our day, which is light, and then we become nighttime, which is dark. The duality of the polarity of black and white, night and day, good and evil, right and wrong, or even right and left. So it has to do with time, it has to do with cycles. The other thing that I like to share with you is that black can also be looked at as not representing a color, but representing a power. Let's look at that. And that power is depicted by what it is wearing or what it is surrounding to give it significance. All right, here's an IE. Black and yellow is the power of intellect. Black and pink is social power. Black and red is mystical power and sensual power. And red and white is protective power, because I told you that white was very protective. Black also absorbs, takes in, and does not release. We know that if we wear something black on a hot day, the rays of the sun is going to be absorbed through that black clothing, and it's going to keep it there. So it's wonderful in the wintertime, terrible in the summertime. And white reflects back. So you wear white and you are cooler because it reflects off the light. So let's look at that as black and white. Now let's go back to Catholicism. Our priests and our nuns wear black skirted garments. Now, and they have a little bit of white. Ask ourselves, is that black skirt, loose garment there to hide the physique of the human body? Is it there to protect the individual who is wearing the black from feeling cardinal knowledge and instincts because his sexuality is covered and it is kept in by the black? Or is it the opposite, protecting him from the energy of the outer world? The white is around the throat chakra of the priest. The white is indicating that he needs to speak honestly, truthfully, purely, in a higher vibration, in the greatest vibration. And then we have the nun in her habit where she is veiled, and under her veil is a white covering covering her forehead, her third eye, her head, her crown chakra, her ears, and even her throat, as well as the top of her chest. White, again, depicting I have to think, I have to hear, I have to communicate in the highest form. White, purity, virgin, honestly. It is an unfolding color. It is a color that brings me greater awareness if I surround myself with it. So I thought that that was, when you see the black and the white working together, and that our priests and our nuns still wear that today, there is a great symbolic meaning. Then I thought, okay, here's the black and the white, let's say modality. You also see it here in the Ten of Pentacles. There is a banner hidden behind the wise man, and it is outlined in a checkerboard square. All right, I'll let you look at that while I try to find my other card. Now, of course, the Ten of Pentacles is a very mystical card. It is the Jewish Kabbalah, if you look at the way it is shaped. And again, I apologize for not having these at my fingertips, but voila, I found it. Now, look at the Hierophant. He also has a checkered path leading up to him. So, I thought about checkered. All right. Checkerboard, black and white, is shown in the Masonic temples. I think it has magical connotations, and we also see it in our federal buildings. We see it on floors. And I thought, if the checkerboard is being depicted here of a duality of male and female, and it is in the Masonic temple, I decided, well, how many squares? I asked myself, well, how many squares are on a checkerboard? And the answer, of course, is 64. There is, of course, 32 whites and 32 blacks. So I added those together, which of course is 64, and then I divided them up. And what I mean by that is I realized that before I say that, I also wanted to look where there was this black and this white. And I found it, of course, and you found it, of course, the Sphinx. The Sphinx have the black and the white. Well, I sat here and I added up. The white Sphinx headdress has 33. The black Sphinx headdress had 31. I added them up again. That's back to 64. That's what also gave me the inspiration of, okay, what is 64? And 64 is a checkerboard, okay? And if you add up 6 and 4, you get 10. All right, so I went a little further. And of course, we got the Wheel of Fortune. And here again, we have another Sphinx at the top of the wheel, and he has the checkerboard headdress again. Now, going back to me dividing it up, there's 4 sides to a square. If you divide 4 into 64, you get 16. Now, 6 and 1 is 7, which brought me to the Chariot, right? Okay, again, there's a correlation there. And I decided to look at how the 10 of Pentacles, which started all this, although I realized that this checkerboard square also had to do with polarity. It is a banner. It is behind there. I look at this now as a portal or an other area to enter, because at the 10 level you've reached completion and now you are starting again, and this is in a gray area, and it also has a castle if you really look at it. But going back, I don't mean to confuse you, I decided, well, we have a division here. We have the 4 on the bottom, and then we have the 6 pentacles on the top. So let's take those out. And you have the 6 pentacles. Now, there is a connection. Number 1, don't Masons have tassels in a lot of their garments? I found that this gentleman had a tassel on his hair, on his hat. The other correlation, of course, I'm just connecting the black and white checkered with the floor of the Freemasons and going with that. And then he is also holding a scale, which is also depicted on the arch here, the scales.